Greetings everyone and welcome to another video on this YouTube channel. Today I am very happy. Let's see what's new on Veeam ONE version 13.1. I'm very excited because we're going to go deep dive into a few of those new capabilities. Veeam ONE version 13.1 was released just a few weeks ago, and it does include lots of new functionality. Some of them might be more relevant for you than others. But for example, we have the new backup admin role that is going to allow you to just to create admins and give them access to a few backup servers only, so that admin can just log in and see run reports and dashboards for only those backup servers that they have access to. We have as well SSO, so you can just connect to your SSO or multi SSOs as well, right? So this is perfect for service providers or perhaps even large organizations that they have multiple domains. We have as well multi-factor authentication. So in the case that you want to secure the access to Veeam ONE, now it's the chance, and that includes as well the local users that they can be created on the Veeam ONE server. And it has many other perhaps a smaller, functionality, but I will call them very, very relevant because, for example, finally we have the public cloud support on workload protection history and on job history as well. Before getting this information, it was very tricky. I provided a few GitHub scripts in the past, so many people were using those and connecting directly to the Veeam backup for public cloud appliances directly, but you don't need to do that anymore because it's now natively embed on Veeam ONE version 13.1. So without any delay, let's go and check how it's the how to do the update. It is very easy. We mount the ISO, we click upgrade Veeam ONE, we click next, and then in my case I have 13.02 and it's going to update to 13.1. Let's introduce here my password for that specific service account. And then within a few seconds or minutes, depending of your environment, it's going to check if we have all of the system requirements. It's all good, and I'm going to accelerate the process of the installation. It took around 5 to 6 minutes in reality. But yeah, in your case, it might take maybe more or maybe less if you have even faster disks than myself. Okay, let's click finish. The upgrade to 13.0 to 13.1, it's very simple, as you could see. Even if I accelerate it, it's just without any problem. Let's log in into the console. And I could then show you, but I wanted to show you now. Let me maybe zoom out this a little bit, so if it's better on the screen. We have more languages. We have now German and French as well to pick up, so the whole UI changes to those languages. Hopefully in the future we will see more. We have a new functionality here called Intelligent Diagnostics. If you don't know Intelligent Diagnostics, this is the functionality that Veeam has been serving signatures for the backup servers and for any other component Veeam related for years already. It's all machine learning. We keep publishing these signatures, and now this specific dashboard is going to highlight in the case that you have any alert or something is not going right, or you have servers without VAD enabled. You will see those on this new dashboard. But let me show you a bit more. So the data collection now, it has changed. We have all of the Veeam backup and replication, 365 virtual infrastructure task sections now as a tabs on the top. It's much better than in 13. Everything is healthy. Yeah, even the 365 is healthy over here. Let's go under license information. This is a new view. You can see all things related to your license information over here, all of the instances that we are monitoring from the Veeam backup and replication server and whatnot, right? You can renew, remove, and so on. Access management, this is entirely new. Identity providers, this is how you can add an identity provider from here. If you don't know what to do, the product documentation, it is up to date, and you can follow it in the case that you want to add your entry ID or any other identity provider, and you can add multiple, which I really like. Users and groups. This allow you to create more users and groups locally as well, right? So you can add local users here, or when you have your identity provider, you can map the users that you have on the SSO into one of the roles. Look at this new role, the Veeam ONE Backup Administrator. This is my favorite because, as I said before at the beginning of the video, you can create or mapped users from local or from an SSO to some specific backup servers, including 365. Now you can just give access to the 365 server, and that's it. The admin, that specific admin, is not going to see anything else, no VPN, not anything, right? It's very powerful. Multi-factor authentication. You can enable it, you need to enable it in the system-wide, same as in Veeam Backup and Replication. And from here, after this is enabled, you can mark it as enable or disable directly for the administrators over here. Under security certificate management, then we can see all of the certificates that the Veeam ONE server is involved. So there is many certificates here. This is more for visibility to be compliant with regulations with DORA. But in any case, I wanted to show you, we have a new theme as well. It's called Aurora. If you go into that last option and dark, you can see this some sort of like a transparent theme, which is a combination between dark theme and some translucent option, which is very nice. Let's keep it the regular one with light for the purpose of the video, and let me show you something else as well. So we have drilled down from the threat center, from the main, from the main dashboard. What does it mean? So this drill down means that everything that the widgets are showing. So, for example, let's pick backup immutability status. You see, virtual machines, VM backup, that VBR. If I click here, it's taking already those parameters, right? If I go to edit parameters into the report, it's the VBR, it's virtual machine, and it's VM backup, right? That is very nice, and that allows you to do a very nice drill down. For example, let me show you another good example: the SLA compliance overview, the heat map. Many customers ask about, like, hey, what happened on that specific day that is red? Now you can just click, and then it's going to take you to the workload protection history report with the specific day and all of the filtering that it was on the threat center. It just helps you land in here with all of the details. Absolutely fantastic. Very nice. I have here more instances that are not protected and whatnot, but I just wanted to show you that drill down from threat center. Now, to do not, stay here for ages, I just going to show you the public cloud enhancements that they are one of my favorites. So as a workload items, I can untoggle everything, select the cloud instance, and what it's a bit even absolutely incredible is that it's going to collect the previous data that is on the Veeam backup and replication for public cloud. So, for example, I had my VB appliance back, between February and March, and Veeam ONE has collected all of that data and is showing it right now here, right? So it's not only to show me the current data, but all of the historical data that the VBR has still. Absolutely fantastic. Now I can finally see what happens in detail, all of the backup sessions that it happened in detail across all of my public cloud workloads and even public cloud appliances, in case that I have multi-cloud, Google, Azure, and AWS. And for job history, exactly the same, right? I can just put here, I will put here in months, and I will put like last 12 months, very historical. And if I go here into the job type and I select the cloud backup policy, right? That is the option I need to select, cloud backup policy. There is nothing else here to select about cloud backup policy. And I, on jobs, because I've selected the cloud backup policy, now I can even filter by jobs that are 100% cloud. As to you can select a few of those, but in this case, maybe I can just select them all. Perhaps, let's see. You see, I had many of the Azure and a few AWS as well. So let's select them all. Let's do preview. This is very fast. I'm not accelerating anything whatsoever. The report, it just loads this fast. And there is a lot of sections that they are not relevant, that are empty. So we can remove them from the report very easily. Under sections here, let's untoggle everything down and let's keep just those two that are for the public cloud. And if by BBR, let's even ungroup the BBR as well. Okay, let's take that down. And now it's a bit more visually appealing to me. So I can just see by public cloud instance details. This is going to show me the instance details, if it was protected or if it was not protected that specific day. Did it create a snapshot? Did it create a backup? Did it create a replication? And the first attempt, it wasn't successful, but all of them, they were success. So which is very, very nice to see. And I'm just exploring one simple job within that period of time we selected on the report. Very, very, very powerful. I can expand the policy name. I can do anything here because this is the report engine that we delivered in version 13, right? Now, I can see just by the job itself. So how was the job? Not the details inside the job, just the job itself, right? Not did the job finish completely? It was successful, it was error, and whatnot. So these guys, it's a truly game changer for those that you are using public cloud today. And it was massively requested for many, many years. And I'm really happy to see all of these. Veeam ONE version 13.1. It does support, of course, Veeam Backup and Replication version 13.1. It has new hypervisor support. It has all of the single sign-on that I mentioned, public cloud, the new backup admin privilege or role, which is very, very nice, super powerful for those customers with multi facilities, multi backup and replications, or even just if you just want to give access to the 365 team that they're monitoring the Veeam backup for Microsoft 365 locally. You can now just create one user, apply, give that access to that server, and the job will be done and dusted, right? So very, very good. I'm super happy to see this. It was an honor to share all of this with you. Please let me know what you think about this in the comments. If you upgrade to 13.1 as well, just tell me how it went. And if you are using any of the reports with the public cloud as well, I'm really curious to hear your feedback. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye.